How many times have you looked in the mirror and promised yourself, okay, this time is going to be different? You know the drill. You buy that wildly expensive gym membership, download some overly restrictive diet app, literally clear every carb out of your pantry, and swear that come Monday morning you're going to be a completely new person. If you've been there, well, first of all, I want to validate that struggle. Research actually shows that nearly 80% of all New Year's resolutions completely fail by February. 80%. We've all been caught in that frustrating, exhausting loop of starting out incredibly strong and then just fading fast. But what if the problem wasn't your willpower at all? What if the problem was simply the system you were using? Welcome to today's Explainer. We're going to completely break down our source material to reveal the true architecture of sustainable health habits. Let's get into it.
Okay, so here's the agenda for today. To make this whole thing super easy to digest, we've got a 6-step blueprint. We're looking at 1, the illusion of perfection, 2, the architecture of habits, 3, the predictability reset, 4 core health pillars, 5, surviving setbacks, and finally, 6, your 30-day action plan.
All right, section 1, the illusion of perfection. Let's talk about why those past attempts didn't stick.
Take a look at the stark contrast between these two mindsets. The source material hits the nail on the head here. Toxic, all-or-nothing thinking is literally the enemy of progress. Think about it. Eating one piece of cake doesn't mean your entire diet is ruined, just like missing a single Tuesday workout doesn't mean you're suddenly a failure at fitness. But that dangerous mindset whispers, well, I already messed up, so I might as well just give up for the rest of the week, right? We've all done it. The new, flexible mindset says the next decision still counts. The absolute crucial takeaway here is this: never, ever let one bad day snowball into a bad week. And look, this brings us to a massive roadblock we all face: the toxic trap of social media comparison. You scroll online and boom, you're bombarded with perfect bodies, crazy 6-day-a-week luxury gym routines, and these extreme transformations from influencers. It creates totally unrealistic expectations. The reality? Your only real competition is your previous self. You cannot compare your daily grind to someone else's highly edited, filtered highlight reel. You're seeing maybe 1% of their lives. Building a sustainable habit means focusing purely on your own reality.
So, how do we actually push past this without waiting around for some magical burst of inspiration? Well, we have to deconstruct the myth of motivation. Motivation is great, don't get me wrong. It helps you get off the starting block. But honestly, it's wildly unreliable. It depends on how much you slept, your stress at work, the weather outside, your mood, everything. Discipline, on the other hand, is not about suffering. It's just making the healthy choice easier. It's keeping a small promise to yourself. Sometimes, true discipline literally just means doing a 15-minute walk around the block on a low-energy day instead of demanding you crush a flawless 1-hour heavy lifting session.
Section 2. The architecture of habits. Let's shift gears and look at how building real systems actually works.
So the foundation of literally any behavioral system is something called the cue. A cue is simply a trigger. It's just something that reminds your brain to perform a specific behavior. The sources point out some really great everyday American lifestyle examples we can all relate to. For instance, after waking up is a perfect cue to drink a glass of water, or after breakfast becomes the cue to take a 5-minute walk. After finishing work, triggers change into workout clothes. You're already reacting to cues all day long. The secret sauce is intentionally linking those everyday cues to your new healthy behaviors.
And that leads us directly to a really cool technique called habit stacking. Step 1, identify an existing habit. Step 2, add a new habit. Step 3, enjoy an easier routine. Look, you don't need to invent an exhausting new routine from scratch. Just find something you already do on autopilot, like making your morning coffee. Then just piggyback a new habit right on top of it, like doing a quick stretch right after that coffee. It's simple math, really. Existing habit plus new habit equals a routine you'll actually remember to do without overthinking it.
Moving right along to Section 3, the predictability reset. This is where we completely flip your perspective. The goal isn't to become perfect. The goal is to become predictable. Let that sink in for a second. Think about all your past attempts at getting healthy. You don't need to feel guilty about them, you just need to learn from them. The goal here is absolutely not perfection, it's predictability. You want your healthy choices to become so incredibly normal, so familiar, that they literally require zero motivational speeches or massive willpower. You want eating a balanced meal or moving your body to be as automatic and boringly predictable as brushing your teeth. So to make those habits predictable, we need some structure. Let's jump into Section 4, 4 core health pillars, and look at some practical daily routines. Check out this sample schedule. Notice how wonderfully ordinary it is? This is just a realistic American lifestyle routine. At 7 a.m., wake up, drink water, do some light movement. 12:30 p.m., a balanced lunch.
6 p.m., a workout or some outdoor activity, and 10:30 p.m., prepare for sleep. Now, I want to emphasize, this is just a flexible example, not some rigid universal law. Your personal schedule might look completely wildly different, and that is 100% okay as long as you're hitting the core pillars. Let's look at the first two pillars, fitness and walking. Schedule workouts, start with manageable sessions, walk daily, strength train consistently, and recover adequately. The biggest takeaway from our source material here is that the absolute best workout routine is simply the one you'll actually do consistently. You don't need to destroy yourself in the gym to see results. Plus, walking is a total game changer because it's so accessible. Try to sneak it in daily, maybe take the stairs or stroll after dinner. Of course, always adapt this to your own specific medical or mobility needs. Consistency and adequate recovery are the real heroes here.
Now for the other two pillars, nutrition and sleep. Eat more fruits, veggies, and protein. Plan meals at home. Maintain a consistent bedtime. Limit late caffeine and screens. Look, it's time to completely ditch those extreme good food and bad food labels. Your overall dietary pattern over a month matters so much more than one isolated meal on a Saturday night. Keep it simple. And whatever you do, do not sleep on sleep. It is absolutely crucial for your fitness routine. Keep your bedtime consistent. Make your room dark and put the phone away to protect your recovery.
Section 5. Surviving setbacks. Because, let's be real, life is going to throw a wrench in your perfect pillars.
Enter one of my absolute favorite concepts from the source text, the never miss twice rule. Missing once happens. The goal is to return quickly. Listen, missing a workout? It happens. Eating way past your plan at a birthday party? It happens. Staying up till 2 a.m.? Happens. The goal isn't to punish yourself, it's simply to return to baseline quickly. If you miss Monday's workout, don't declare the whole week a wash. Just show up on Tuesday. Never try to fix a big meal with extreme starvation the next day. Why? Because the very act of recovering from a setback is in itself a vital habit to build.
So, what should you do when habits fail? Because they will. The absolute worst move you can make is sitting there drowning in shame thinking, ugh, I'm just lazy. No way. We need to immediately ditch that mindset and pivot straight into practical problem solving.
Instead of beating yourself up, try treating your habits like a computer system that just needs a little debugging. Run through these diagnostic questions. Was the habit just too hard for right now? Was your cue too vague? Was the goal overly ambitious? Did some massive life event interrupt your week? Or was your environment just working against you? By running through this checklist, you take all the heavy emotion out of it. You just tweak the system so it works better for you tomorrow.
A super effective way to do this is with a weekly habit review. What worked? What didn't? What made behavior easier or harder? What is one thing I can improve next week? Pick a chill day, maybe Sunday morning with your coffee, and just ask yourself these questions. And here's the kicker. What is just one thing you can improve next week? Don't try to redesign your entire life every Sunday. Track your trends, aim for mostly consistent, and completely let go of that demand for 100% perfection. Finally, Section 6, your 30-day action plan. Let's map out exactly how to put this into practice today.
Okay, before you run off and start, let's rapid fire through some common mistakes you need to avoid. Starting too many habits, depending entirely on motivation, ignoring sleep, trying extreme diets, expecting perfection, changing the plan every week, and ignoring recovery. Seriously, don't try to change 10 things at once. Don't rely on being highly motivated every day. Ditch the extreme diets and, for the love of everything, stop changing your workout program every single week. Give the sustainable solutions some time to actually work. Patience is absolutely key.
Here is a really realistic 30-day challenge timeline. Days 1 to 7 focus purely on movement. Days 8 to 14 improve just one nutrition habit. Days 15 to 21 dial in that sleep consistency. And days 22 to 30 combine it all into a sustainable routine. Notice how comfortably paced out this is? You're layering habits slowly. Remember, this is an adaptable plan to build a lifestyle, not a rigid medical treatment or some intense boot camp.
If you are fired up and ready to take action right this second, here are 5 concrete things you can start today. 1. Walk an achievable amount. 2. Do some manageable strength training. 3. Make just one meal today slightly more balanced than usual. 4. Create a simple wind-down bedtime routine. And 5. Set out tomorrow's clothes or prep your lunch tonight. Keeping these tiny, simple promises to yourself is exactly how you build unshakable, sustainable discipline.
And that really brings the whole architecture of sustainable health together. It's never about the grand, sweeping gestures. It's about small, highly structured systems. So I want to leave you with this final provocative question to wrap up our explainer. What is the one healthy choice you will make predictable tomorrow? Think about it. Don't wait for motivation to strike. Pick that one choice, set up your cue, and start building the lifestyle you actually want, right now.